Hello, beautiful souls. It's your girl, Dara from Cups and Conversation, bringing you words for today. And today I want to talk about uncomfortable conversations. Uncomfortable conversations. Though those words sound ugly, they are definitely necessary. We have to stop subjecting ourselves to bondage that we are putting on ourselves, the load that we're adding to ourselves because we don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations. I understand that we don't want to hurt other people's feelings, but we have to understand that we matter too. You matter too. And a lot of times people don't know how you're feeling. People can't read your mind. But you are adult enough to go to that person, whomever it is, whether it's your children, your significant other, your parents, your in-laws, your friends, whomever. If you are uncomfortable, if you are in a state of depression, losing hair, getting thin, overeating, being in a nasty mood majority of the time, if it is someone else that you feel like is triggering you, then you need to go to that person. You need to have that conversation. You need to be able to put your truth out on the table and say, listen, this is how I'm feeling. Let's come together and figure out a plan that will benefit the both of us. Because if the relationship is valuable to both people, then both people will be willing to figure out a plan that works. Now, if the recipient doesn't receive what you have to say, then that is your answer. Sometimes we want to hold on to people and experiences that no longer serve us in the place that we are in our lives right now. Now, in the past, when we were immature, when we were just going along to get along, when we didn't even understand our own worth, then some things were allowed back then. But as we are growing, some things have to be released. And the only way you can release it is to go to that person and talk about it. Have that uncomfortable conversation. If it is your mate, talk to your mate. Because if you do not communicate with your mate about how you're feeling, sometimes men will say, oh, she let herself go, and that's why I cheated. Or women will say, oh, he's unavailable, or he doesn't care like he used to, and that's why I cheated. The truth is there was a lack of communication, and that's why you cheated, because you could have went to your mate and had that conversation. As uncomfortable as it may be, you could have that conversation and say, listen, this is how I'm feeling. What can we do? How can I support you in making this relationship better for the both of us? With our children, if our children we need to have an uncomfortable conversation with because maybe they're misbehaving, or maybe we feel like we're not being the best parents, or we don't understand our children. In that case, go to your children and have the uncomfortable conversations. You will be amazed at what your children will say if you create a safe space for them to say it in. I come from an era where children are to be seen and not heard, or what goes on in my house stays in my house. And I'm sure that there are other people that were raised in that same era. But in the days of now, for today, that's not going to work. Children are going through so much, whether it's bullying at school, whether it's not feeling like they fit in, whether it's, again, going along to get along, whether it's, you don't know what's going on over Meemaw's house. You don't know what's going on over Auntie's house, Uncle's house. You don't know what's going on over the neighbor's house unless you have those conversations with your children. Children are exposed to so much nowadays through social media. And I know that we feel like, oh, I don't want my child to be doing this or doing that or saying this or saying that or seeing this and seeing that. But truth is, you are not always with your children. And you have to trust that what you put in them, that they're going to use it when the time is right for them. But you have to have those uncomfortable conversations so that your child can feel safe coming to you about the things that are going on in their lives. If it is friends, if it is in-laws, whomever it is, a figure that you feel like may be superior to you, a boss, any of that, be comfortable with having those uncomfortable conversations, because it is not a good thing for you to subject yourself to depression, the verge of death, or suicide, or any of those things, because you just don't want to have the conversations, because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Understand that you matter too. Love yourself. Love yourself, and all other love is but a bonus. Make it a phenomenal day.